Ali, and welcome back to my channel, where I play with inks, I write my books, and do other fun stuff. And today I wanted to give you all an update on my current manuscript that I set up a couple of videos ago with you. As you can see, this is starting to look really quite used. It's no longer pristine. And it's collecting stuff. It's a Leuchtturm 2026 planner that I've basically turned into a manuscript because it's a chunky one and I wanted to have like a big chunky notebook for it. And one of the things that I did with this manuscript, which is a bit of a new thing, is first of all, I set up the first page. I'm just covering my details here because it's such a sort of a labor of love. So I usually have my contact details in my manuscript just in case I leave it behind somewhere and someone finds it. So I've decorated the first page, and then one of the things that I wanted to do for this book was that I wanted to write it basically in purple ink, all my purples, with grey as an accent colour. I still have a bit of grey left in this pen, but apart from that, what I did was that I basically did a swatch and then punched it out and added it to this book with a writing sample of the pen that I'm using. These two inks have just arrived, just swatched them and just inked up the pen. Funny thing is that each penful is about a chapter and a bit, unless you have like an S-Vine V200 that sort of has a larger body, or a Twisby. So at the moment I have a Vance Poussière de Lune in a Twisby, and that has lasted me, and it's probably going to last me 3 chapters. But apart from that, I basically switch inks every other chapter or so. And other stuff in the front matter is, so basically I've started to, whenever a character comes on page, I add information about them here. Here's some facts. Then like the day plan, because where this is said has like a very rigid structure. And then one of the most important pages is my date tracker. I've started this a couple of manuscripts ago, or maybe a couple of years ago really now, where I'm picking a date when the story starts, and then every time there's a sleep, basically I'm adding a day. This helps me so much with keeping track of what date, what season it is. You see here between part 1, part 2, there's a big jump in days. So this is something I keep track of, and I don't know who had this tip, but it's been a lifesaver. Then, as I said, my ink page, I also have like inks I haven't used yet to just keep track. And then I'm basically starting and chapter 3, I'm changing the ink to, this is Bilberry, and I think I did 2 chapters with that one. Then this is, what did I, let me see. Yes, then Amaranth. Didn't really, the pen it was in didn't really work that well. So I think I've written 2 chapters with, so I've taken a break from Amaranth. Here again, I had to prime the feed. Then this should be Frosted Orchid by Diamine. Then this is Cassia by Roy Klingner. Another Cassia, I think because that was in the S-Vine, so I had could use it for 2 chapters. Then this should be Summer Purple by Kavico. Then this, I think it's, yeah, this is the rest of the Aswein fill, and then I had to switch because it ran out here to Summer Purple again. So I basically finished Summer Purple here, so yeah. And then did Night Amaranth, Diamond Amaranth, and then Diamine Jacaranda, which is lovely, but I still have like a tiny bit left. Let's see, what did I put? So basically, after writing a full chapter, my ebonite, Dan's Pen's ebonite pen, after writing a full chapter, I have about this much left. So at the moment, because this is a very juicy nib, as you can see, it has a ton of shading. I'm probably not going to start another chapter with this pen, but use it in my journal once and then clean it out. Then the next one is Diamond again, Amazing Amethyst. And then we've coming to Poussière de Lune. In the beginning, the Twisby was quite wet, and then it sort of got a bit dry. I had to prime the nib again. This Twisby, it's my Twisby Wood Beer. It's quite a dry write, to be honest. Yeah. So I had some technical difficulties with this as well. So I'm not the greatest fan of this fine nib. I much prefer the medium one. And finished chapter 14, and this is a little card that came with my recent Snag Tides order, which sort of perfectly matches the the vibe that I want to go with. So I've kept it like as my hand oil protector in here. Usually I have sort of stuff that I carry with me in my manuscripts that sort of can sometimes end up being inspiration for the story. That happened recently, but this is just because it works with the colors. And it's very pinky purple and very relaxed. And the card is by Fat Designer, Jess Lyon, just to give a shout out on Fat Designer on Instagram. Yeah, so that's basically a flip through my manuscript as it is at the moment. I haven't given myself a chapter limit yet, but from what's happening, I'm in the at least the second third of the story, chapter 14. What I do is I have my manuscript pens in the scale and leather pouch that I got at the Cheltenham Pen Show. That has been amazing so far and is starting to get a bit beaten up, but that's supposed to be how we do it. So as I said, I still have some Poussière de Lune in the Twisby left, and the ones that I've inked up today is the Pilot Elite with Robert Oster's Sydney Lavender, and my Jinhao 82 Ice Lake Spirit special edition with Rowan Klingner, Solferino. These are the next two pens that are going to be in the manuscript. Yeah, so I'm writing quite a bit at the moment, about half a chapter a day. So yeah, every pen lasts me about 2 days. And I think it was a correct decision to not, because before I would switch inks between every spread, but then I am now typing one of those projects, and it's actually it throws me off when I'm typing and after I spread the color changes. I used it before as a motivation. So, oh yeah, if I finish this spread, I can change the color, I can change the pen. But having doing it chapter by chapter is a much more cohesive thing also because it's now all in one color family. So this is like a really fun thing. I might do one with green next because I have all brown. It also means that I'm just using a lot of my inks. City Lavender and Solferino, actually, I ordered them because I needed some more. I have some, as you can see, I have quite a few in this sort of Alt Bordeaux, Frosted Orchid, Summer Purple is quite similar as well, Amazing Amethyst as well. And then Porcelain, I think, because this is quite, it's a bit darker than it usually is, but I need a bit of a darker one and I wanted to move one as well. So I might look out for more purple inks. And then I have this Schneider Lilac as well. But I think I'm going to, after Jacaranda is finished in this one, I might ink up Lilac in there because it's a very light ink, but this one is such a wet pen that I think it might work, might be readable. I also have I think I have two others that I haven't inked up yet. Yes, Petunia Arcagnac or Twilight. And yeah, and maybe Dominant Industry Sunset, but this is a very very light ink as well, so I need to have a look which pen I can use, whether I want to use it. But yeah, I thought this is a very short update on how it's going. As you can see, I'm writing, and my decision to treat basically treat the whole manuscript as a mood board works for me. It's quite an unusual project in many ways, so I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to do that in this massive form again. I mean, this is a really big notebook. It has, I think I said, 424 pages or something. And it's a bit cumbersome to carry around with you, but yeah, that's usually how I do it. Yeah, it's a nice update for you all on my process. And like a little flip through. At the moment, I'm not decorating the pages themselves with stickers and everything. I might start to do that once I'm going through, but not quite sure yet. Because once I've typed up the manuscript, I have very little reason to go back and look at it. But I really like the process of writing this book at the moment. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me ramble on. And hopefully you'll, like, subscribe, all the good things, and I'll keep you up to date how it's going. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much of the story that I can tell you at the moment. We are still sort of getting to a point. But I think the characters are pretty much there, so that's a good thing. And I've done a bit of today, actually. I did a bit of storyboarding, not so much for the story itself, but for an element that is contained in the story, and that's important. So, yeah, the joys of writing. Thank you so much, and see you soon.